Hey guys, so in this video I'm going to show you how to take like a pretty bog standard budget, sort of more affordable Strat and using this stuff, Big Ben's nut sauce. I'm going to show you how to keep it much better in tune. So here I've got a Fender Mexican Stratocaster, standard Strat, which I've just tuned. Now with a Fender Mexican Strat on the more affordable ones, you can see there, but you've got this sort of 6-screw bridge type thing going on. It's a more affordable bridge, I suppose. On the American Strats, you often see they've got like a sort of 2 pivot point type bridge, and the bridge then is floating. So you've got that's a far more effective tremolo system, but also on a American Strat, you've got a nut which the strings pass through much more easily. And basically, with these Mexican and maybe like Squier type bridges that you have on these sorts of Strats, on more affordable Strats, is you'll find that the tremolo on them is mostly just for show. It doesn't really keep the guitar in tune that well. So obviously this has just been tuned, and if you give it some, you can hear that's slipped already. I mean, if I just check on the tuner, you can hear that the high E is now really high, the B is too high, the G is a little bit too high, D is too low, you know. And that's literally all I did was go like this. And yeah, it's gone completely out now. So really, you know, most people on cheap Mexican or Squier Strats tend to just block off the trem, or at the very least they won't ever use their tremolo arm because it's just unusable. Because you do that at a gig and you're out of tune mid-song, it's not good. But no more with this stuff. Big Ben's nut sauce. Basically what you do is you stick it on all of the contact points where the string sort of has to move across when you're using your tremolo arm. So the saddles, the nut, obviously, hence the name, and then as well you can stick it on the springs on the inside of this guitar. And basically what that does is that when you use your tremolo, obviously your strings are sort of losing tension and gaining tension, so they've got to move across surfaces, and this allows it to sort of move smoothly across these surfaces and return back to where they were before. So this stuff is really simple to use. I mean, really, you don't even need to take the strings off. All you need to do is just slacken them off. And then once you've done that, the best place to start really is the saddles. So what you do then is, once you've got to slacken the strings off enough so that you can basically move them off the saddles. So if you just move them all to the side, I don't know if you can see that. So I've just sort of moved the string off there so that I can get to the contact point. Put it in the sort of on the contact point, and it comes out as a little splodge, and then you use the purple applicator to spread it. Same thing at this end of the guitar. So if you take the strings out of the slots for the nut, and then sort of squirt some of the stuff in the slot, and then use the applicator just to sort of caress it in there. I would say don't be afraid to use quite a lot of this stuff. If initially when you put it on, your guitar still doesn't quite hold its tuning, that probably just means that you need more. When I've done this on other guitars, that basically is how it's gone every time. I had to reapply a couple of times. So lastly, and you don't normally have to do this, in fact I probably wouldn't even need to do that with this guitar, but I'm just going to do it just so I can show you really, is to take the back plate off and stick some of the nut sauce. I just love saying nut sauce, it's just so stupid. So this bit with the screws, exactly the same, just I don't know if this is exactly where you're meant to put it, to be honest, but I just tend to put it where the screws are sort of touching, or any contact point that the screws are touching basically. So this part of the bridge, I might just put a little bit on the screws as well. That might be absolutely pointless doing that, but it works for me. Might be a good idea too to once you've got the strings tuned up, you can put some sort of on the string as well, over that contact point. Same at the nut end. So now I've got the guitar all tuned up again. I had to reapply a little bit more, so on the top of the strings. Bend the strings in as much as you can. You might have to do this a few times with the tremolo arm, because the strings have just got to get, I think it's just they've got to get the sort of lubricant all over them basically, before this works. But now, if you look at this, so we're in tune. I mean, that is a million times better than what it was. And if I check my tuning now, all those strings that were going massively out before, that is amazing. So definitely get a hold of some of this stuff if you have a cheaper Stratocaster type guitar. Big Ben's nut sauce. It's amazing. It's really, really cheap. And it's like guaranteed to make like a Squier Strat or a Mexican Strat. Any Strat with this sort of 6-bolt tuning system, it improves it massively. It basically means you can actually use it. So anyway, I hope this video was helpful. And I hope that this makes your Strat as good as this one now is, because I've never ever been able to use the tremolo on this before, so this is awesome. Thanks for watching.